let's look at the ministry of a pastor. I have 10 minutes left. I'm only going to give you the outline. Then you go and look at it very well. I want us to have created, I'm asking the media to create a discussion platform, WhatsApp discussion platform, just on this. So as you do your studies, the things you are getting, let's be sharing them so that everybody can learn. Let's share them, the ministry of a pastor, the ministry of a shepherd. Now, this study is based on Ezekiel chapter 34 from 1 to end and Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 12 to 19. Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 15 said, I'll give you pastors or shepherds after my own heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Add verse 16. Verse 16 said, it shall come to pass that when you be multiplied and increased in the land. When you have pastors, the right kind of pastors, it leads to multiplication, church growth and increase. It leads to multiplication, it leads to growth. When the ministry of a pastor is not understood or misapplied, it leads to church scattering and diminishing of growth. So there are 7 major sections to this study. The first section is Jeremiah 15, verse 12 to 19. The 7 impacts of true pastoral leadership. There are at least 7 major impacts that result, 7 major things that result when you have the proper application of the pastoral ministry. Church growth is just one. Multiplication and increase is just one. There are 7 of them listed there. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 12 to 19. So I want us to do the study. That's where, and also I want to add 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 1 to 7. So as you do that study. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 1 to 7 are the qualities of a true shepherd. The qualities of a true shepherd. I've already given you two segments of the study already. Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 12 to 19 are the 7 impacts of pastoral leadership. The 7 impacts of genuine pastoral leadership. There is a pastoral model of leadership. We talk about servant model. We talk about different types of leadership. There is another model of leadership called the shepherding model. The shepherding model is the parenting model. That's the model parents use in raising their children. That's the model farmers use in the farm in raising crops. That's the models shepherds use in raising their animals, raising their sheep. That's the model Jesus Christ himself uses. I'm the true shepherd. If you notice, there are 2 major models of leadership recommended in Scripture. One is the servant model. The other is the shepherding model. That's the Davidic model. They're actually the same. That's the Jesus model of leadership. That's the David model of leadership. That's the model God has asked us to use for his children. And if you watch the people that do that, whether it's parents raising their children, you postpone gratification. Your reward is postponed. You sow first, you till, you labor first, then the harvest comes later. You don't go and start, a young pastor that is just starting a church, you just have a group of people you're nurturing for the Lord. You start asking for prophet offering. You want to reap before you sow. Can you imagine a mother and a father asking the children for honor? Young kids, but you invest first. But after that, you're going to reap forever. You're going to reap forever. That's what farmers do. They nurture, they put manure, they till. But after that, that crop will yield harvest for them. The hiring is different. The hiring, everything is doing pay. He wants his money. He wants his return. A true shepherd It's not like that. So, 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 1 to 7 deals with the qualities of a true shepherd. The qualities of a true shepherd. You will see 5 to 7 of them listed there. Everybody needs to go and study it. Okay, these are some of the things we're going to be looking at. So I don't want to jump into giving you all the answers today. My time is almost up. Okay, now we go to Ezekiel chapter 34. I'm going to break it into 6 segments for you. By the time I'm through, you have 8 segments to this study. You see, I've given you 2 already. So in Ezekiel, I break Ezekiel into 6 segments. Okay, so the first part, Ezekiel 34, verse 1 to 10. The 10 responsibilities of a real shepherd or a pastor. Ezekiel 34, verse 1 to 10. And I would actually like to see if there are some of you that will find more than 10. But there are 10 of them at least that are listed there. The 10 responsibilities of a true pastor, of a real pastor or shepherd. Ezekiel 34. Verse 1 to 10. Okay, then Ezekiel 34, verse 4 to 8. There's something else that discussed there. The 5 consequences of wrong pastoral leadership. The 5 consequences of lack of true pastoral leadership on a congregation. This one is the impact on the church, on the congregation, on the people. I will show you the impact on the pastor himself. So the 5 consequences of the lack of true pastoral leadership on the congregation. One of them is you see the place diminishing. People leaving. Yeah. If you're seeing empty seats, there are some things you need to correct. Yeah. If you're seeing empty seats, the church is not growing, there are things you need to correct. Church grows when you feed the people. When you feed the people with good pasture, oh, that place will grow. Church will grow when you lead them with servant or shepherding model of leadership. If you become autocratic, you are a bully, you are a terror to God's people, you scatter the sheep. You are to be a shepherd, like a father and a mother. That's why in the Bible recommends that pastors should first look after their family. Because it's the parenting model that is the pastoral model. It's the shepherding model that is the pastoral model of leadership. Our Father which art in heaven. You see the fathering model. There are 3 of them you find in the Bible. Fathering model. Parenting model, which is the same as fathering model. Shepherding model. Servant model. If you want, I'll add another one. The farmer model. Farming model. That nurturing model. That's the true pastoral ministry. So, you know what happens to a garden? When the gardener is not watering the garden, when there is no manure, when you are not nurturing the garden, the plants start withering. It's the same thing that happens to people. So there are 5 consequences of lack of true pastoral leadership listed by Ezekiel. When you read the other scriptures I gave you, you will see more. You will see more. You will see more. Wolves will come there and start devouring people. A lot of things go wrong. Okay. Then Ezekiel chapter 34, verse 9 to 10. The 5 punishments God gives to irresponsible pastors. There are 5 judgments or punishment God gives to irresponsible shepherds. There are 5 judgments. And you know, can I tell you one of them? You start losing your people. Can I tell you one of them? Financial stagnation. You start struggling financially. You start stagnating financially. You look after your people, you will prosper materially. You fail to look after them, you will stagnate financially. You look after your people, the church will grow, the place will grow. You don't look after your people, people will be leaving, people will be struggling, people will be. So there are 5 punishments God gives to irresponsible pastors. You see Ezekiel chapter 34, verse 9 to 10. Study it. Let's get the discussion going so that, everybody can grow. Yeah. Then there are, I'm now going to give you, 16 ways. Okay, I'll give you a bottom number and an upper 10 to 16, so that minimum you can't find less than 10. 10 to 16 ways God pastors his sheep. It's a lesson for all pastors. So God is a model of true shepherd. Remember, Jesus said, I'm the true shepherd. You will see 10 to 16 things he does for his sheep. And that's what he wants us to start doing. God is the senior shepherd, the chief shepherd. He recruited you and I as under shepherds. There are 10 to 16 things he wants done for his sheep, and he does them. Jesus said, a true shepherd lays his life down for the sheep. His sheep. He said, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He leads me beside green pasture. So you see, one of the things is feeding. Anytime you study on pastoral ministry, do you know one of the first things you're going to hear? Feed my flock. Feed my lamb. The quality of the message they are hearing, the quality of the word you are bringing to God's people, that's what is going to determine every other thing. Once you're not feeding them, they are famishing. Now, once a garden is not being nourished, no manure, no watering, that's where the problem begins. The word life, the ministry of the word. And one of them is the ministry of prayer. That's what the apostles listed. They will give ourselves to prayer and to the ministry of the word. That's why I started by emphasizing the ministry of a watchman. Because that's how you protect God's people. Okay. Trying to round up, I wish I can discuss some of these things today. Ezekiel 34, verse 11 to 17 is what I just listed now. The 10 to 16 ways God, as a good shepherd, God the good shepherd, how he pastors his sheep. A lesson for all shepherds. That's verse 11 to 17, Ezekiel 34. Then Ezekiel 34, verse 17 to 22. You will see another very important thing. 17 to 22. 7 ways God judges between the weak and the strong sheep. There is church management here. And every pastor will learn the art of church management. There are 7 ways God balances the art between the weak sheep and the strong one, the lean ones and the ones that are growing fat. So what you're going to learn here is that there are 7 responsibilities the sheep have towards each other. Even the sheep, it's not just the shepherd. So if you're going to grow your church, you must learn your role as a shepherd. You must also learn the role of the sheep towards the sheep. You cannot be pastoring well and your people are scattering the people that are coming to church. Here you will see how God deals with it. Sheep that scatter sheep. Sheep that are causing conflict among their fellow brethren. How to stop it as a shepherd. You can't allow that, because you can be doing a good job and your people are scattering that church. There are things you must teach them. There are 7 things you teach them. They join you. It is sheep that give birth to sheep. It's sheep that multiply sheep. It's sheep that help to nurture. But if you don't teach them that, they will be sheep that scatter the sheep. So you are doing a good job, but from within the church, you have people that are scattering. And I'm going to give you Acts chapter 20. Acts chapter 20. Verse 17 to 32. Study it. Acts chapter 20 from verse 17. It's a pastoral epistle written by Paul to the Ephesians, the pastors of the church in Ephesus. And he warned them how to protect the church from people that scatter it. And you will see God doing that here. How to protect church management. You see how to deal with people who cause division and strife within your church. And there are members. So some sheep have grown very fat. Instead of now helping to nurture, because you see it in a fold, it is the senior sheep, the mother sheep, the big ones that nurture, they feed the younger ones. But now you have other ones that are troublemakers. They will go hit your fellow sheep and wound them and kill them. You as a shepherd must deal with them. You must isolate them, put them where they are disciplined. Yeah. So there are 7 ways God judges between sheep and sheep. I want you to take note. God judges between sheep and sheep. And Pastor Ben dealt with that when he was teaching on blood covenant. How God judges people who don't walk in love and people who cause strife and division in the church. I'm going to repeat that. Failure to discern the Lord's body attracts judgment. Some people are weak. Some people die prematurely. Some people, are sick. So we need to teach our people on that. And communion services are one of the best times to really, one of the ordinances to use to teach on walking on love and our responsibility towards one another. When you teach the role of a shepherd and teach the one another scriptures, our role towards each other, churches will grow. Your church will grow. Your church will grow. You teach the role of the ministry gift. You also teach the role of body ministry. Oh, your church will grow. If you don't teach the second one, your people will be the ones scattering, undermining the growth of the church. And then finally, this is 8 structure for this study, the ministry of a shepherd. The last section is Ezekiel 34, verse 23 to 31. 23 to 31, the 18 impact of the Davidic style of leadership. The 18 impacts. These are positive impacts of the Davidic model of leadership. This is when you have true shepherds, 18 things happen. People will prosper, church will grow, your people will do so well. I want to leave you to see, because this is Discovery Bible Study. I want to see if you can discover them. I'm giving you the skeleton. I want everywhere pastoral groups meet together and study these things. Everywhere your leadership groups, your church workers meet together and study this. There is so much food here. And next Saturday, I'm going to do some serious study. But I want the media to create a platform, a WhatsApp group, where people can start uploading what they are getting as you're studying, be uploading. Let the brethren gain from all over the world. And at the end of the day, we're going to compile it into a pastoral manual. There is so much revelation here, so much truth here. And remember, I gave you a set of scriptures, Ezekiel 31 from 1 to end, Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 12 to 19, 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 1 to 7, Acts chapter 20, verse 17 to 32, and there are other scriptures as you find, So, but Ezekiel 34 is a full-blown study. From beginning to end, it's a pastoral epistle. You will see the ministry of a pastor. You can see how I broke it down so you can milk the wealth and the riches that are stored there. And the ending of that chapter is the Davidic leadership model, the shepherding model, the fathering model. Any nation that has it, any organization that has it, any church that has this style of leadership will reach their maximum, capacity. Is the nurturing model, is the fathering model, is the farmer model of leadership. That is 18 impacts that results when you have that kind of leadership in place. And I want us to go through correction, go through repentance as you study, make adjustments, and imbibe the right values of pastoral leadership. And you will be blessed beyond measure. Your people will be blessed. And of course, the city will be blessed because you are there. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. I'll see you another Saturday for another master class. God bless you. Okay.